You know what it nobody warned you about getting older? Not the knees, not the blood pressure, not even losing people. And Lord knows you lose people. Nobody warned you that one day you gonna wake up and realize you ain't had a real conversation in you don't even know how long. And the scary part ain't that. The scary part is you almost didn't notice. Pulls at a whole Tuesday, this was maybe 3 months back, where the only voice I heard was the weather lady on Channel 7. That's it, all day. Just me and Miss Weatherwoman talking about a cold front coming through. And I caught myself answering her. Not like I know I ain't crazy, but I said out loud to the television, "Well, I could have told you that." And then I laughed by myself at my own little joke to the TV. That's when it hit me different. Because here's what happened when you go too long without somebody really talking to you. Not at you, not texting you a little picture of a heart, but actually talking to you. You start losing the edges of yourself. That's the only way I know how to say it. The edges start to go soft. You stop knowing what you think about things because nobody ever asking. You stop having opinions almost. What's the use of an opinion if it just stays in your own head and dies there? My grandmother had a whole philosophy. Everything she believed, everything she felt, she'd worked it out loud with somebody else first. Mabel next door, her sister, the women at the church. That's how she knew what she thought. She talked it through, and it came back to her clearer. That woman was sharp till the day she left this earth. Sharp. And I don't think that was no accident. Last year, my daughter called. She don't call as much as she should, but that's another video. And she called and I had so much backed up, things I'd been saving to tell somebody. Little things, big things, all kinds of things. And when she called, it came out all sideways. Too fast, jumping from one thing to the next. And she said, "Mama, slow down. What are you trying to say?" And I couldn't. I couldn't get it organized because it had been in there too long with nobody to sort it out with. You ever seen a garden that ain't been tended in a while, where everything just grew however it wanted, and now you can't even find the path through? That's what my words felt like that day. To me, my own words. And listen, I looked into this. My grandbaby got me on this phone, and I looked things up now. Don't play with me. And what they found is that the brain actually changes. Not metaphor changes, physically changes. The parts responsible for language, for feeling safe, for reading other people, all of it starts to shrink back when you isolate it too long. They found that people who stay consistently lonely, and I don't mean introverted, I mean truly cut off, they get sick more. Heart stuff, memory stuff. Some of them, and this is what got me, some of them just stop using language much at all. Because if nobody's there to receive it, after a while the mouth just stops offering. The body gives up on things it thinks you don't need no more. I called my girl Rosetta. We go all the way back. I mean all the way back. We was in each other's weddings. back when our knees worked and our feet fit in heels. We had fell off. You know how it happened. Life, distance. Then the world went sideways for a few years and everybody just went inward. And 2 years passed like it was nothing. I called her on a Wednesday afternoon thinking we'd talk for maybe 30 minutes. 4 hours and 17 minutes. I know because my phone told me when we hung up. 4 hours. My back was yelling at me. I had not eaten dinner. The room had got dark around me and I hadn't even thought to turn on a light. And I felt, I don't know how else to say this, I felt like I had been handed back something I ain't know was gone. Like myself. Just myself returning. So if you've been quiet a long time, if you've been managing and getting through and waving off the question when somebody asks how you really doing, this for you. Not in a lecture way, not in a you need to do better way, just in a somebody who been there and came back from it way. Pick up the phone. Go sit on somebody's porch. Walk into wherever the old folks gather in your neighborhood and just be in the room with people. Even if you don't say much the first time, even if you rusty, even if it feels strange because it has been that long. Strange don't mean wrong. We was not built for this much quiet. Not this kind. The kind where nobody knows your name that day. The kind where your voice surprises you when you finally use it. That ain't peace. That's just being forgotten, including by yourself. Don't let that happen to you, baby. Almost like the conversation is over before she remembers the camera. All right, that's all I got.